Hey everybody, it's Bex, and today we are going to be going over my Week 3 match versus the Kentucky Kommo-os, aka Seneca's Rex. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we? So, first off, let's take a look at his team, and team's threat. This team's a pretty big threat. So, first off, let's talk about Corviknight, aka No Fun Zone, aka I hate this mon with all my being. It's basically the new Scar, except it's better. It's a better Scar, man. I can't even believe it. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, very, very tanky mon. 98, 105, 85 doesn't look impressive at first glance, but then you realize it's just about as tanky as some of the most premier mons, premier like wall mons. Like this thing can take physical hits almost as well as Skarmory, and like it has a better speed F stat, and like oh my god, it's just because that high HP stat coupled with the solid defensive stats make it such a defensive mon, and it has pretty decent attack too. 87 is not bad on a thing that's supposed to just take hits. So yeah, pretty annoying. Steel Flying typing is also extremely annoying. Only weak to electric and fire. I do not like this mon. Pressure is an amazing ability as well. You can stall out low PP moves, and that's just annoying. Unnerve, less useful in singles, probably more used in doubles where there are a lot more berry usage. And Mirror Armor is also nice too. I know if you're fighting against someone who has Mystical Fire or something like that, you can just bounce special attack drops back at them or like whatever you want. So I mean, Corviknight, very, very good mon. It can defog, it can do some bulk up shenaniganry. It's definitely a threat that I need to watch out for. And yeah. Next up is more Pico. IMO is actually pretty decent, especially in a draft league format. 97 speed and 95 attack are not terrible in this meta. I mean, Gen 7, it would be shit, but it's not bad here. Its bulk is very depressing, however. Yeah, so Hunger Switch is actually pretty interesting. You get to switch between the electric and dark typing every turn, and that coupled with Aura Wheel, which is 110 power and base and 100% accuracy. I mean, yeah, that's a really good move. I mean, most moves that has such high power have some sort of drawback, but this has literally none, unless you consider switching between electric and dark typing to be a drawback. But you can easily get around that with something like Protect, if you like, you want to stay as an electric type against a water type that can wall the dark side of you, and it also increases your speed, which is really nice, and it also gets Rapid Spin. I mean, he has a defogger already, but like being able to just get rid of your side of hazards is also really nice too. And it also has Seed Bomb for coverage against ground types, which generally take Aura Wheel pretty well. So yeah, Morpiko's is definitely a solid threat. Next we have Darn. Of course this thing is scary as hell. It is terrifying. Base 140 attack is like one of the most highest attack stats in this game, and 95 speed coupled with that makes it very, very scary. You can run Scarf, you can run Band, you can run even Life Orb to couple with the Shield Forwards. Banded Flare Blitzes from Darmanitan are very scary, and it's not something you want to trifle with. Next we have Hamilton. About as tanky as Corviknight, I'd say. Grass Dragon might seem bad at first glance, but then you realize it has Stick Fat, so the ice weakness is not that bad in retrospect, and it doesn't even have a fire neutrality anymore. It's a fire resistance at that point, so it's weak to Dragon, Fairy, Ice times 2 each. So it's like, and some other stuff too, like flying, but no 4 times weakness is very good, especially with a mon that is this tanky, and it gets Leech Seed, so it can do some recovery shenanigans. I can't spell. Yeah, but you know, Leech Seed, it's very bulky. You know, it kind of I think it walls like most Rotom forms, except for like, you know, Rotom Frost for obvious reasons. But yeah, like this thing is very scary. And then Apple Acid is also a pretty decent move. It allows you to break down the special walls, and you know, yeah, it's a very solid mod overall. The only thing going against it is its low speed, but like, it doesn't matter too much. Blastoise. This is I would say it's bad if it was Gen 7 and not Mega, but it is here with Shell Smash, and now I'm terrified. So I seriously cannot spell. How did that turn into Shadow Ball? Okay, there we go. So yeah, Shell Smash. It has middling special attack, but with Shell Smash, you know, suddenly it's going to be very strong, and its nice defenses allow it to set up without even needing to run like a sash or anything like that. You can just, it's pretty easy to set up with this thing. You know, you can just run like Herb. Yeah, and it's got, you know, Water Ice fighting coverage on the special side, on the Dragon 2, Flash Cannon 2, which is pretty good against Clefable. Yeah, Life Dew if you want to run that. And it can run a physical set if you want to. Probably not as recommended, but you know, it has the coverage. You know, it's got Liquidation, it's got Ice Punch, I think, yeah. Earthquake, Dragon, Tail. Okay, yeah, maybe not the physical side. Special side, you probably got more stuff there, but yeah. And it also has been, and I just realized it has a lot of hazard control. Yeah, so Rapid Spin is really nice, and you can run a defensive set with Blastoise too. Right now, especially if you're fighting something like Dracovish, you know, if you run max HP, max defense, you're probably going to take a couple of Fishious Friends before you fall over. So that's nice. Next up, we got Glade. Yeah, it's a decent bomb, I gotta say. 125 attack and 115 speed F is always really nice. 80 speed is not too bad in this meta nowadays. Yeah, it's got wide array of coverage. It's got priority and Shadow Sneak. You know, it's pretty good. It's got Leaf Blade too. Yeah, very solid mod. Yeah, so those were the 6 I anticipated him to bring, and then here's the rest of them. Actually, wait, I didn't really anticipate these 6, did I? Yeah, there's no Stealth Rock on this. Okay, I anticipated Mudsdale to come along with it, but okay, never mind. Anyway, let's just keep going. So we got Virizion, great speed tier 108, and it's not a very strong attacker, but it's got setup. It's got Calm Mind, and I think it gets Sword Stance, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. So yeah, grass fighting coverage is not too great, I would say, but like, it's not terrible. It can definitely break through some stuff, especially with Sword Dance, which helps it, you know, wall break. But yeah, it's a very decent mod overall, and it's got a nice Spit F set, so you could even try to run like a special tank set or something like along those lines. Mudsdale, very solid rocker. It's really hard to knock this thing out of one. Like, just mono ground type allows it no 4x weaknesses, and no stamina allows it to take physical hits a lot better. That combined with body press makes it pretty decent, I'd say. Slurpuff. This thing gets webs, and it also gets belly drum. The 2 things I hate the most. The stats are kind of middling, but it's basically 80s and 70s across the board. But it is very scary once you get a belly drum up. That paired with Unburden and Citrus Berry allows you to like set it with the belly drum pretty easily, and then you're gonna be twice as fast. Like, even if you run like a neutral speed max speed, it's gonna be 486. So after Unburden procs, so like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty fast. And then +4 play rough is gonna sorry, +6 play rough is gonna hurt a lot. Yeah, it has a lot of options. You can run a cotton guard set, I guess. You know, but like, you know, most standard sets are belly drum, play rough, drain punch, some coverage move, and then or like a sticky will lead with endeavor. So yeah, this thing's got mad skills. Cool fish, pretty decent. You could run Swift Swim, I guess. He doesn't have a rain setter, well, at least an automatic rain setter, but you could try, I guess. Intimidate is also really nice. Poison Play is okay, but Intimidate's probably better overall. It's got decent attack, and if you run the bulk, it can take physical hits relatively well. Its water poison typing allows it to take a good amount of physical hits too, except just like, you know, Earthquake. Yeah, but main draw for this thing is Spikes and T-Spikes, which is really nice. Intimidate, which is also really nice. And yeah, it also gets Deep Bond 2, Haze. You know, it's got a good support move pool, and T-Wave too. Yeah, it's very nice overall. Good spike setter, and you could try to run it on a rain sort of thing. 95 base attack's not bad, especially paired with like Liquidation and Life Orb. You know, you could be dishing out some massive water damage there. Last mon is Skunk Tank. Yeah, this mon is pretty solid, I'd say. Poison Dark typing is a very solid typing. You're only weak to ground, and 103 HP is nice. 93 attacks, nice. It's actually relatively fast too at 84. So yeah, it's got Sucker Punch, and it also has Default. Like, this man has the most hazard control I've ever seen in my life. He's got 2 defoggers and 2 spinners. Like, Jesus Christ. And he got a lot of hazards on his team too. So like, yeah. He's got that down pat. Memento is pretty nice, I guess. Yeah, defog. It's got Sucker Punch. It's got Poison Jab. You know, standard stuff really for Poison Dark type. So yeah, that's his draft overall. So I kind of anticipated something like this to be brought, except with Mudsdale somewhere. Yeah, because you need rocks no matter what. That's just the meta nowadays. So yeah, and this is what I decided to bring. So I ran Max Defense, which teched Teleport, Clefable. I didn't really anticipate a lot of special attackers really doing a lot of stuff to my team except for like Blastoise. So I was like, I might as well just run a max defense set instead of the standard max special defense set. Yeah. And Teleport is just nice to pivot. And there's a reason why Clef is like OU God right now. Anyway, so I have Toad here too. Very standard set again. South Rock, Scald, Toxic Protect. For some reason I didn't choose to run Earth Power. I don't know, just here to get rocks up. And then I have a Conkeldurr. I kind of decided not to run any speed because there's nothing that I could have tried to run a lot of speed on to outspeed, and there is I just put up everything into HP. I haven't really found a need to get max speed yet. So yeah, I have Drain, Bach, Facade, and then I also have Defog instead of Knockoff because wait, why did I do that? I have a Defogger right here. Well, I have 2 Defoggers for some reason. Anyway, let's move on. Sigilyph. I just ran very standard set. It's Roost, Defog, Psychic Heat Wave, Life Orb. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I don't remember much of this. This was 2 weeks ago. I've been really busy with finals, so sorry if I don't remember what I did everything for. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on. If I remember, I was actually pretty rushed when I was doing this too. Cause why is this max speed? Oh, max speed to speed tie with more Pico, I think. Okay, whatever. So even though it doesn't even have. Okay, whatever. Moving on. I have Adamant Banded, Weavile, Low Kick, Knockoff, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard. You know, very nice standard stuff. You know, it did do a number on his team, and I didn't even need to run I didn't even need to run a Jolly because the fastest thing on his team was Virizion, and I think that caps out like 346, either 346 or 348. No, 348 is 109. Yeah, 346, and yeah, I'm faster than that by a little bit, so that's pretty nice. And then we have a Resurrect. I just really wanted Spikes, and Sleep Powder is always just nice in general. And then I just ran Stabs after that, leftovers, max HP, max defense. I assure you there was a reason why I ran that. Anyway, let's just get into the battle. He leads really well. He leads out Glade against my Resurrect, and you know, if I'm assuming this is max attack, max speed, you know, I obviously cannot stay in on a Zen Headbutt, so I'm like, well, shit, I gotta switch out. So I go into Sigilyph, and I take a Zen Headbutt. Yeah. Just talking about the agency merch, talking about my tag, yeah. I'm a true agent. No, I'm not a true agent at all. Not after this battle. So, yeah, I just put Sigilyph on the Glade. I doubt he was gonna go for knockoff turn 1. Yeah, and then, yeah, I did that. And then I switched back into Clef on the knockoff, maybe, if he tried to do it, because I definitely couldn't kill this thing in one hit. So I went to Clef, and then he either predicted that or just went to Skunk Tank in general. So, yeah, I can't stay in, obviously. Well, I can, but I mean, like, I have to teleport out. He poisons me, but it doesn't matter because I'm Magic Guard. And I go to Toad. I get my rocks up, I'm assuming. Yep, I do. And then he pivots out back to Corviknight. I think I just go for Scald there, trying to get the burn on the Slurpuff, but I don't on the Corviknight. He's unnerved. Interesting. And he U-turns out, goes back into Appleton, and I think I Scald again. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the burn. I gotta pressure that Corviknight somehow. So obviously I can't stand on a Apple Acid. I go into Resurrect. He goes for a Light Screen. Interesting play. And then goes back into Tank. I think I either Sleep Powder or Spikes. I Spikes. And I think I Sleep Powder hit. Yep. So that's nice. And then I did switch out into Conk and on the Glade. So I get my Flame Orb up. So at this point I'm just like, you know what? Glade is actually really good against my team. Now I'm looking at it. He can put a number on me if he's max attack, max speed. So I'm actually going to go for Facade because that would definitely one-shot the Glade if it was like an offensive set. And even if you tried some defensive shit, Facade would have done like 70%. Mach Punch would have killed. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, I'll stay in a Facade. Zen Headbutt does like 50. This should have been an indication that this wasn't max attack. I knew I was gonna take a max attack Zen Headbutt, which is why I stayed in. But yeah, I should have realized from here that it wasn't a super offensive Glade. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get the Facade right. JK, I get flinched. So that's not fun because Glade would definitely have died there if I went for Facade. Because Facade would have brought him down to like 12% because it's a defensive Glade, and yeah, it was bad. And then from there, I just kind of started to choke. So first off, yeah, I go to Weavile on the knockoff, which is a good play on his part. Yeah, if I'm not banded, yeah. So I just kept thinking this was an offensive Glade, and I really started to choke here. I don't even think knockoff would have killed on a regular Glade this way. It was bad because he knocked my band off. I don't know. I don't even know what I was thinking. And I freaking clicked knockoff on the justified one, which is really stupid on my part. And so I went for Drain Punch and got like a good amount of his health back. Yeah, not the smartest plays. I went for Protect here just to get health back. So I kept thinking this was offensive Glade, and I was like thinking +1 Zen is gonna almost kill, and so I think I switched out again, and then this time he predicted it and he went for knockoff. Like, I really choked this game away. Yeah, I was playing really badly, and if you'll see later, but defensive Clef actually just walls. It just walls Glade, and oh my god, so his leap lane. I was like thinking maybe I can take one. I don't take one, obviously. Yeah. Oh my god. And then I realized I'm fast. Like, I don't know why I went to Rosary. Okay, well, yeah, this is embarrassing. So, yeah, he ends, and then, I mean, look how much this does. It doesn't even 2-hit KO. But he flinches me again. The bastard. Whatever. It doesn't matter, I protect. This is a really sad game, honestly, because I could have went to Clef 5 months ago. And, yeah, I was playing really badly, honestly. Like, I don't know, I just... Anyway, we killed the Menace. He goes into Mudsdale, and, you know, I just... Oh my god. I Moonblast to get the 17% and he had his lines to kill. Because I couldn't go into Conk there. And then I Drain Punch to get my health back after his Earthquake. And then I Drain Punch again, you know, for the health. At this point, it doesn't matter. I'm very low. And then Slurpuff can just come in and revenge kill me because I have to go for Facade here on some miss or something. Yeah. Ugh, God. It was a bad game. This is a really bad game. The flinch on Gallade sucked. Gallade on Conk. The flinch sucked. It really sucked. But I should have realized it was a defensive Gallade and went to Clefable right there. So, yes, the flinch sucked, but I could have played 2,000% better. Yeah, I'm just kind of pissed off about that game. I played really poorly. There's no excuse for it, but you know, I just got triggered after the flinch, I think, and then I lost my mentality, man. Yeah, so yeah, it was a bad game. It was a really bad game for me. I mean, he played well, props to him, but like, I just didn't.